but we're gonna have some fun.
Let's go. Ready?
I was born ready.
Come on, it's showtime.
Yahoo! Tom Caron's coming up in a little bit. Phone lines are open. 888-898-1029. Tomorrow, Dempsey Challenge.
Yes.
They have raised over 18, I say they, I mean you people out there, have raised over $18 million.
Wow.
For the Dempsey Challenge. It is one of the most inspiring things you will ever go to. It's survivors and the stories and the memorials, and it's just the greatest thing. If you've never gone before, our friend Mary's across the way.
Yes.
She lost her dad
November,
recently.
I believe, yeah.
And so she is going to be she's got a spin bike group at the finish line.
Yeah.
She's going to do like 60 miles or something tomorrow, just right there at the finish line. So everyone finds their way to do it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. So good luck to everybody. I know you'll be out there, and I know it'll be incredibly meaningful for you today. And for Patrick Dempsey, who, I mean, my gosh, for him to do what he does here. It's awesome. So we wrote a song for him a while back. We play it once a year.
Yes.
On the Friday before the Dempsey Challenge. Our friends Adam and Brian wrote this song. And it's called Thank You, Patrick Dempsey.
Thank you, Patrick Dempsey, for being one cool dude. You're the greatest actor ever. For everything you do, everything you do. Thank you, Patrick Dempsey, for showing us you care, and for always being thoughtful, and your silky, sexy hair. Oh yeah, you guys know. Thank you, Patrick Dempsey, for your giving attitude, and for movies like Enchanted and Loverboy and getting my girlfriend in the mood.
Meatballs 3.
Thank you, Patrick Dempsey, for your sweet smile and those abs.
They're really nice abs. My Zumba.
They make my mother happy, but always pisses off my dad.
Your dad's right.
Thank you, Patrick Dempsey. True hero, you were born. The only way you could be greater is if you started doing porn.
It wouldn't be as good as the Hulk Hogan tape.
Thank you, Patrick Dempsey, for all the joy you bring to life, and for always being there to think about when Brian makes love to his wife.
Who doesn't think about it? Come on.
Thank you, Patrick Dempsey, for all the world you entertain. But really where we love you the most is right here in the Pine Tree State of Maine. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Patrick Dempsey. And if at the challenge you might see me, sneak up behind me, put your hands over my eyes and say, guess who? So I can say, make dreaming. Whoa, thank you, Patrick Dempsey.
Okay.
Thank you, Patrick Dempsey. Thank you, Patrick Dempsey.
All right.
Man.
Yeah.
The Captain and Celeste all morning.
I wish I could play the harmonica.
I'll teach you.
I'm going to practice.
I'll teach you.
Really?
I think I've got a couple of them.
I used to give them to my kids when they were toddlers.
Yeah.
In the back seat, and they would just play with the harmonica, when they were little. And it was so much fun.
Listen, here's what we're going to do. You're going to come over tomorrow. I think I have 3 or 4 of them.
Oh.
And then we'll hang out.
You know.
And then we'll play harmonica and we'll learn
actually,
Susanna, won't you cry for me?
Hon, we've had a long week together, and last night we were out for Lori's 25th anniversary. Happy anniversary, Lori Vornis. We spent a lot of time together this week, and then tomorrow I have a 4-hour remote at Mark Motors in Sanford, and I'm pretty busy this weekend, so I'll see you on Monday.
Oh,
it's the little song.
You don't want to come over for harmonica
thank
lessons
you.
tomorrow?
No, thank you. No.
Don't take this personal, but I hate that your desk is next to mine.
Oh my God.
When you peer over the cubicle, I've considered taking your life.
Or your stapler. I want your stapler.
After 40 hours of hearing you bitch, let me make one thing clear. The last thing I want to do is go get a beer.
I'll teach you breath control, the whole thing.
Till Monday, don't call and ruin my
It's part of being a harmonica player.
F you till Monday. We're co-workers, not friends. After 5 days straight of dealing with your shit, get out of my face.
Wow, this is...
Yeah, it's brutal, right? I know.
Till Monday, or politely said go.
Cruel to be kind.
F you till Monday. How did all the layoffs skip you? I see you more than my wife and kids. So when 5 o'clock hits, know this.
Everybody sing, you know the words.
Okay, here it goes.
F you till Monday. F you till Monday. F you till Monday.
Yeah.
I hope you get hit by a bus.
The Captain.
Rough week for rock and roll. REO Speedwagon
Yeah.
off the road forever because of irreconcilable differences. Jane's Addiction, that didn't go well
That did
this
not
week.
go well.
Rough week. We have another artist who is going to cease touring. It's music news for you, brought to you by P&E Supply, welcoming contractors and homeowners. See them for all your plumbing and heating needs. This artist is a Maine artist. He is the OG. We throw that OG term around a lot around here.
But this is true.
Tim Sample is going to stop touring, stop doing shows.
Yeah.
Tim has been a big part of the Blimp story, especially in the early years.
Yeah, definitely.
He was always around. He was he was in bands and of course his comedy stuff, and we're all about music and having fun. And Tim was a big part of setting the tone for that. And of course, he's done everything, TV and audiobooks, and he's won every possible award. He's 70-something. He's like, I want to do more of my art. We have some of his art around here.
He's a wonderful artist.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Renaissance man.
Yes. You know what? I'm going to go online and see, like, if I can buy some Tim Sample art.
Very good. You know, he'll make you a swamp donkey. That's what he'll paint you a swamp donkey. Our old friend Tim Sample. His last show is going to be. It's like the end of the Aerosmith tour. His last show will be June of next year. So you still have time. You'll probably be in Booth Bay Harbor. Still have time to go see the great Tim Sample.
This is kind of subtle, you got to pay attention. Because in Maine, you got to realize at any given time, there's really only 3 categories of people in the whole state. Everybody in this room, in this whole town, would all fall into one of them 3 categories. Now, you got your natives. Now, I am a native. I got all my papers out in the hall. You can check. I've got them right there. You got folks that's from away. You know who you are. Then you see you got your transplants. Now, there's nothing wrong with anybody in any of them 3 categories. It's fine. The trouble comes in when folks that's in one category, they try to slide over into the other categories. Now, I'll give you an example. My next-door neighbor lives up to Palmyra, next door to me, in the next trailer over, about 4 miles down the road. Wilbur Pinkham. Now, Wilbur's a good fella. He's 97 years old this year. And, being an elderly fellow and associated that area, why, the newspapers, magazines, everybody's always come interviewing him, to ask him about the old days in Maine. And he goes on. He loves it. Of course, he don't exactly say he's a native. He don't exactly dispel the notion either, but I know the truth about Wilbur. He was originally born over to New Hampshire. He was 6 months old before he ever set foot in the state of Maine. Now, Now, I know that, and Wilbur knows it, and Wilbur knows that I know. Well, he was over at the trailer the other day, and we was having a few generic beers, and well, he got a little philosophical. He was kind of moaning. He says, I'll admit it. I'm not a Maine native. He said, but you've got to acknowledge, he says, Mother and I, why, we've had 7 kids born right out here on this road, and you've got to admit they're natives. I said, look, Wilbur, you can call them anything you want. But I tell you this, if I had a cat, had kittens in the oven, I wouldn't call them biscuits.
The Captain and Celeste all morning. Wicked long blocks of BLM rock all day.
Tom Caron, what happened?
You went from, like, the surprise win in week 1 to you lost in overtime. You know, and you're right there with them in week 2. I mean, what happened? Are you going to be negative points next week? Like, how does it get worse? It's getting worse every week.
It's regressing. We're regressing. Right. Talk to us a second about Ohtani and what a unicorn he is. This starting new clubs like the 50-50 club.
Yeah, and somebody said it last night, right? We used to say he's doing Babe Ruth things. Well, that's insulting to Ohtani because he's doing things that have never been done before. I mean, last night was maybe the single greatest performance I have ever seen in Major League Baseball.
Wow.
And you know, he's never been to the playoffs. And last night they knew a win, they would clinch a playoff spot. And it's like one guy isn't supposed to will a baseball team. It's not football. Mm-hmm. And he went 6 for 6 with 3 home runs, stole 2 bases, drove in 10 RBI, and whatever, they scored 20 runs, whatever it is. But he just pushed them to the playoffs. And you know, came into the game with 48 home runs and 49 stolen bases. No one ever been 50-50, and everyone was thought, well, he might run out of time. So now he's at 51 homers and 51 stolen. He might get 60-60. To be alive right now as a baseball player, to be able to see this is a special thing.
All right, now last sporting update today. Tom Caron is being on the golf course. Warning to all golfers. Please.
Anybody who was at the Drive 4 Kids knows, don't stand on the right side of the fairway at Framingham Country Club this morning.
He goes
that's
right.
Where all my stuff goes.
Tom Caron, thank you for joining us as always. Have fun out there today.
Yep, thank you. I got to go hit somebody over. I think I just hit somebody.
Ohtani sends one in the air. The other way. Back it goes. Gone! One-of-a-kind player. One-of-a-kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Patriots. Let's talk about something.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
anything. Just change the subject. The weather, politics, religion, anything. Wow.
That must mean it's time for our Partners Bank Local Hero of the Week. Doing this with Deb and the gang at Partners Bank, the bank that listens. You can nominate a local hero on the Blimp app. Today, Robert Pierce of Hollis, Celeste, has nominated Samuel Patch of Scarborough.
Congratulations, Samuel.
Robert says Sam Patch should be named Local Hero of the Week because of his impeccable service record in the 10th Mountain Division of the U.S. Army. His dedication to duty and service is evident in everything he does. He was named Assistant General Manager at Pearson Nurseries in Dayton last year and has continued to be one of the greatest leaders I've ever had the privilege to work alongside. My wife and I recently got married, and leading up to the wedding, money was really tight for us, and we may not have been able to afford an officiant for the ceremony, but Sam took it upon himself to get his certification to be a wedding officiant and then married us.
Oh,
great friend, great leader. And he is our hero of the week.
Oh, thank you for your service, Sam.
See, you know what, Robert? You make a great point. These leaders in the military and in other, endeavors, and then they continue to be great leaders.
Yes, in different areas of their life and making the world a better place to be. So thank you.
Amen to that. Thanks for the nomination, Robert Pierce. And thanks to Sam Patch, you are our local hero of the week. Going to hook you up with some great restaurant gift certificates and other wonderful things. You deserve it, and thank you for all that you do. Want to nominate your local hero? You can do that with Partners Bank and WBLM on the Blimp app.